Okay, inspirational comment. Oh, content is what I'm probably most passionate about. I consume so much information. I cannot speak. It's going to get crazier and crazier with Mercury retrograde. You're going to notice it, and then when it goes out, when we're in the post shadow, it also my speech will start. My patterns will start getting better. But it happens to all of us that are like tuned in because it's all the things, right? It's not spirits, it's energy. I'm going to shake you in your head. Okay, so inspirational content. I'm not saying go and, this is what people do. They go watch podcasts and they go watch, the pundits, and then they repeat what they heard. They take other people's ideas and the way, and then they just parrot it back as their own. I'm talking about go watch some content and be inspired. Inspiration. Be inspired instead of being a copycat. Right? This is why you can steal people's work, but you cannot steal their soul. You cannot steal what's up here. You cannot steal what's in here. Right? So you can steal all you want, but if it's not yours, you're never going to get the same result. And then you're going to get angry and mad, and then you're going to go killing cats and digging around in graveyards. So I just like, can you tell? I'm like, over it. Well, now I can be because Saturn, Big Daddy Saturn, I'm like, oh, I can get away with a little karma. No, I don't incur karma. I like keeping my nose clean. Thank you very much. I've had a lot of pain in my life. I'm not going to do it again. So I have my favorites, right? There's this quote from Jim Rohn, who is the mentor to Tony Robbins and an inspiration. There's not a lot of men out there that have his type of influence that are good men, and I can guarantee you he is a good man. Again, I can pull in 3 cards. And so Jim Rohn, he has this quote, and I heard it when I was in real estate because I used to, that's what I spent all my money. Everybody's like, are you selling all that? I was like, I know. I was flying around and going to conferences trying to get better, right? I love learning and teaching and challenging myself. I don't compete with other people. I compete with myself, right? And it's just exciting. I love seeing progress and learning new things. And so I'm always constantly trying new things, whether it's macrame or getting a dollhouse or, I want to start learning how to day trade. Right. But I want to learn. I don't want to cheat, but I want to be able to. There are a lot of psychics out there that, and that's something I'd love to do is become an advisor to brokers. But using it in a way where it's not like, oh, it's an unfair advantage. I'm not hiding under a rock. My services are right out here, right? Speaking of, I am launching my corporate services. So if you're interested in having me coming in on retainer, or just coming in and doing profiling on all your employees, I'll be doing some shorts, so you'll be able to see what that process is like. But if you're interested in that, I'm definitely open. I'm going to be doing 1 month, 3 month, and 6 month contracts. Okay. And that would be an interview process, and you can sit down for free and we can talk about it, whether you want me, because this isn't like, digging into people's private lives. I don't do that without their permission, but I can tell you how they operate, who they be, right? Character assessments. So that will be available to you. So inspirational content. So yes, being able to not only listen to it and parrot it back, but actually take it in, right? Like, getting out of your comfort zone, listening. How about this? If you want to watch the news so much, why don't you watch the other side? Like, if you watch Fox, why don't you watch MSNBC and see train yourself on how not to be triggered, to listen to another side of an argument, and being able to maybe see the other side of something, right? Because when you're like, what does that have to do with learning? And it is learning. It's called learning the other side. Everything has a duality. Just because you don't understand it or you're afraid of something doesn't mean that it's bad and should be demonized. You should just know, I know what I don't know, right? Let me open my mind. I know what I don't know, but you want to control everything and the people around you and the narrative, right? And so you get upset when people are like, oh, she thinks she's this, that, and the other. What? Because I'm well-traveled. I went and got a job, and I went to a lot of interviews and spent a lot of money going to interviews to get that job, right? Yes, it was to get away from my abusive ex-husband, but it was something that I knew I was interested in, right? And so I kept going back and back. It took me 2 years. So but I decided when I didn't get the Delta interview the first time, I was like, okay, I'm going to go to another airline. I'm going to learn, right? I'm going to learn the ins and outs. It doesn't have to be Delta the first time. And then I'm going to go to Delta and be like, look what I learned. And voila. Right? But in the meantime, I learned how to be excellent at my job. I have recommendations from many aviation professionals in the restaurant business, private people that I've worked with, right? My Airbnb, like who has like 75 5-star reviews, right? So, and that's on the hosting and the guest side. So I just, this kind of goes along with stop regurgitating. Have a I was gonna say have an opinion of your own. It's like have a conversation with, I think, yourself, right? You need to do some mirror work and wonder why, people's, even if it's something that you don't agree with, right? Let other people why do you have to demonize and like all of this crazy stuff, right? Like really, when we talk about the principles of Christ, right? Mm-mm. So be an inspiration to yourself instead of trying to steal other people's inspiration, okay? You can take people's idea. This is what we're here, right? Become a content creator, inspire the people. But you get inspired. You take somebody's, like this chick with the micro habits, whatever. I loved her video, but I'm not going to write it down word for word. I'm going to spin it in a business sense, right? I'm going to take her talking points, throw it in the chat GPT, say, this is my, for LinkedIn, and this is who I'm targeting, for clients. Can you repurpose this video, what she had in there, but put it in my own way? You know what I mean? Like, here's the thing: is you just have some self-respect, have some self-integrity, do the right thing when nobody's looking, right? Even if people are horrible to you. Do you know how many people are horrible to you in the airlines? That's why I'm not going to let some little old white supremacist turn me out of character and turn me into a little black, angry black woman. Hell no. I love my person. I would never treat his family, no matter how badly they were treating me, and I had it on video. I would never treat somebody when no one's looking like I wouldn't treat them. I treat a billionaire the same as I treat a janitor, okay? So have some self-respect. Oh, so I think I already talked about let's see. Let's pick a something for you. You know what? I have a jealousy. I have a jealousy one for you because I had to, right? I grew up not having anything. My mom, even my clothes, she's like, they're not yours, right? They're mine. You're borrowing my clothes. Everything you own is mine, right? So I never had anything of my own. And so I had, problems with jealousy and envy and, growing up as a biracial child and a very, now I know like all of the things. But this one really helped me out because, first of all, it does help protect you from it. Like when you go out, because there's a lot of people, I realize I go to a concert and people got magic all over them. These little hussy hoodlum girls, right? I can feel that pull. I'm like, ooh. So I protect myself from that because guys will do it too. So, but this one has actually really helped you out with your own. Instead of like, oh, that blah, 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 blah. It's like, what in me or what in that person do I see that I feel that I could maybe even do better than them? Right. But you can say it, but you don't have to try it. So then you get mad at them. And then you know what I mean? Like, no, right? Be like, maybe that's a person I'd like to get to know and talk to them and ask them some questions or get their advice on it versus, slandering their name and making assumptions and just making shit up. Right? Again, self-accountability, learning to say, I'm sorry, saying, I don't know. Can you help me out with that? Right? Inspiration. I didn't know how to do makeup. Right? I watch a ton of beauty influencers and I picked this out and I picked this out and some things have worked for me and sometimes y'all know my highlighter nose disasters and I'm okay with it because I'm learning, right? And so even with this, so right now, so those nails that I had before, I tried a glue that I hadn't tried before. And I tried a bunch of them, right? And it's still, these are those nails that I had, it's almost a month now. And I was waiting for them to fall off so I could practice guitar and they wouldn't come off. So I cut them down short and I wanted to do just red. I didn't want to do red for summer, but Spirit Team told me to, and now it's because just the matchy. I'm a Virgo, right? I mean, I've got like 6 mercurial placements. The OCD is real. So even this is freaking me out a little bit. to come on here. And now I was like, I could have just popped one on, but I don't want to because I want them to fall off so I can put a new set on. But at least this is my guitar hand. So this one won't stay on because I'm playing the guitar right now. So I know. I'm just, hey, people want know a little bit more about me. I'm just trying to share the love while also wagging my finger. So I'm going to climb down off of my soapbox now and catch you on the flip. Bye.